Have you ever wondered about taking an early out of voluntary early retirement action and what effect that might have on your pension income? Well, stay tuned for this week's episode of the FERS Federal Fact Check, and we're going to chat about that and much more. Welcome to this week's episode of the FERS Federal Fact Check. We have a great question from Eugene. It says, first off, great content on your site. A plethora of information for federal employees that is extremely invaluable for retirement planning. Well, thanks, Eugene. We really appreciate that. We put a lot of effort into it, and we really hope it goes to your guys' federal employees' benefits to get good information about your retirement. Regarding the first supplement in VERA, does the supplement start at MRA or does it start immediately after retirement under VERA, even if the age is way under 57, assuming 57 is the MRA? The scenario is as follows. If an employee has 25 years of service but only 49, will the first supplement at 49 and last until age 62? Boy, that is a great question, Eugene. Let's kind of break down what the rules are. Now, a couple of assumptions we're going to make. We're going to assume that because of VERA, this isn't going on any type of special provisions retirement, right? This is going out under the voluntary early retirement action. This is kind of what everybody hopes for at the end, but they get to a certain point and there's an early retirement action. Well, what happens in an early retirement action? Generally what happens is they change some of the rules for being eligible to retire. So what are the normal rules? Well, under normal FERS, you got to have at least 30 years of federal service and be your MRA, minimum retirement age. That's generally between 56 and 57 years young, depending on when you were born. And if you're not going to meet that gate, the next one is you got to be at least 60 years young and have at least 20 years of federal service. And if you're not going to meet that, the last one is age 62 with at least 5 years of federal service. You got to meet one of those three gates, unless there's an early retirement action. Now, early retirement action is not saying, hey, I want an early retirement and leaving. There actually has to be an action by your agency take place that you have to be eligible for and apply. So how does that work? Well, let's say, and now generally with the VERAs, voluntary early retirement actions, and I always encourage read the rules for your VERA. Let's make sure there's not something special. Let's make sure we really understand what this is going on. So I'm going to be speaking in general. The rules on the VERA are any age with at least 25 years of federal service or age 50 with at least 20 years of federal service, and you're eligible for the VERA. So in Eugene's case, let's look at his age. He was 49 years young and had 25 years of service. Okay, perfect. Well, if that's the case, we're 49 years young and 25 years of service. What are the rules? 25 at any age. Perfect. He is eligible for this VERA. So what benefits is Eugene going to get? Let's go ahead and draw out a nice little timeline. I'm a huge fan of drawing out timelines for retirement income. When does your income start and stop? How do things go on, etc.? All right, so at 49, what income is he going to get? Well, he's going to be eligible for his FERS retirement. How are they going to calculate his FERS? Well, they're going to take the same calculation, 25 years of service times 1% times this high 3, and there's no penalty for early out because that's waived because he's going out under the VERA. So he's going to get 25% of his high 3, and that's going to come in. But part of your benefits are not just your FERS benefit, you also are eligible for a supplement. Now remember, the FERS supplement that's there is really designed to bridge that Social Security income, right? You're eligible to retire, and your three-leg stools under FERS is your pension, Social Security, and TSP. Well, if I can retire at 57 years young from my pension, when is the soonest my Social Security can start? At 62. So the government has created a bridge if you go out on a full immediate retirement to get a little bit of that income. However, in the supplement, because you're going out at an early retirement, you do not get the supplement until you have reached your MRA. So let's say his MRA is 57. That means he's gonna be getting his FERS pension income, which is going to be coming in, and he's gonna continue to get that for the rest of his life. His supplement is not gonna start until he is 57 years young. Let's say his supplement is $1,000 a month. I'm just making up numbers. He's getting $1,000 a month of a supplement coming in. And how long is that going to continue? up until he reaches the age of 62, and then his supplement is going to turn into a pumpkin. Why 62? Remember, it's a Social Security bridge, right? You get the income from the minimum retirement age to 62, then at 62 you have a choice to turn on Social Security or not. May not make sense to turn on, might make sense to turn on. This is a different math question, but for either way, the supplement turns into a pumpkin at 62. This is why it's really important to understand cash flow, because let's say your pension was going to be $2,000 a month in income and you thought you'd get $1,000 right away and you're only getting $2,000, this is a big thing that you need to understand, what cash flow is coming in a VERA. This is why you really need to be financially independent if you're going to go out on a VERA or be able to make a transition to another job. So what other limitations are here? Well, once you start getting the supplement, there's an earnings limitation, right? For every $2 you make above the earnings cap, about $19,000, they're gonna start reducing that supplement. So sometimes people will go out and just make a job change, which is perfect. They go ahead and leave the federal government, they start getting their $2,000 a month pension income in this example, and they're gonna go get another job. Great, that's a wonderful option. Up until you get 57. At 57, automatically you're gonna should start getting that supplement income start coming in. And if you have a job, you might need to contact OPM and have them stop that supplement so you're not taxed and kind of penalized on it. So some things to think about. Understanding these VERA rules, understanding how this works in your retirement is really important. If you have a question about your benefits and want to know how it applies to your particular situation, then jump on our website and request a consultation. Meet with one of our benefits advisors, understand how your benefits work, and more importantly, how does it need to be applied into retirement. Until next time, I'm Micah Shilanski, and this is the FERS Federal Fact Check. Happy planning.